Well, good evening to everybody. As you can tell, I'm not among rows of grapes, but I'm in a beautiful growth of the most extravagant selection of heirloom tomatoes in Hanover County, of all places, the best place to grow tomatoes on the East Coast. And we're visiting here our friends David and Barbara, which have been celebrating 10 years of growing the finest tomatoes you can put your hands on. And so tonight you'll learn a lot about tomatoes, and also you're going to learn more about all the details that are going into preparing a beautiful dinner this Friday. There are very, very few seats left, just a handful. If you're interested, you can find it online on our website. But I'm very excited to be here with David and Barbara, and here they are, and I want to introduce them to you.
Thank you.
And have them tell you their story, how they came to be so in love with tomatoes and making a beautiful garden 10 years ago. And here they are.
Thank you, Luca. Thank you. You know, I think our love for tomatoes is genetic. We both come from parentage and grandparents that loved gardening and canned, and actually depended on canned vegetables from the garden for their livelihood and for the table. We've been doing this here, as Luca said, for 10 years. We've been very fortunate to develop relationships with some of the finest chefs and finest breweries and wineries throughout the region. We grow over 200 types of tomatoes, over 100 different types of chilies. Barbara takes care of all kinds of things that we don't sell commercially, all kinds of herbs and different fruits and so forth. But we're very, very happy to be working with Barbersville and doing this dinner series to celebrate the harvest and celebrate the season. Village Garden is a small, verdant, 10-acre plot. It's a big triangle, and we sit at the base of Kersey Creek, a very large creek. Actually, this creek took down the 301 bridge during the 2004 hurricane. So it's part of the coastal plain of Virginia. We're right at the junction of the coastal plain and the Piedmont of Virginia. Mm-hmm. So we have that wonderful red clay. We have the sandy soil from the coastal plain that heats up faster and drains well for tomatoes. And then we have old forest. This area actually was never grown as a farm. And so sitting on the creek, it really wasn't suitable for large commercial farming, but it gives us the perfect green acre for us to be able to grow some beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. We've been really blessed with the reception that we've gotten from the dining community in Richmond. We really were a part of the renaissance of farm to table.
Yeah.
People stopped buying things from the big houses and dropped off the back of a Service-Go truck, and instead started to look to their local farmers for what they could grow.
Yeah, I call it the food and wine revolution of Virginia. That happened perhaps a bit more than 10 years ago, but really in the past 10 years has been very much appreciated, the work of farmers, and also farmers being able to produce better and better crops, because they're no longer pushed to produce high volume by heavy irrigation, fertilization, and perhaps other techniques that I think they just look at yield versus quality. Same thing is for wine, you know. It's we really had to be cautious not to look at the high yield, but control the yield to produce less but of higher intensity of flavor. And the same thing for your tomatoes. I noticed that.
Yeah,
that's what makes a difference. You know, you don't need to have always a big plate in front of you of food. You need to have less but more nutritious, more intense in aroma, more intensive flavor. And that's what this dinner is going to be about Friday. Like many other dinners that have been happening throughout Virginia, we've been doing evenings with the main ingredient tomatoes in many restaurants in Richmond, some restaurant in Charlottesville. And it's been fantastic to see the creativity of chefs when they're presented the great ingredient.
And we
tomatoes
just left
and
it up
wine.
to them.
Exactly.
We just left it up to them.
So-
We didn't give them a lot of direction. We said, we're going to bring you beautiful fruit
Yeah.
from the vine. It's going to be tomatoes and wine. And you use your magic to do the best you can with it. And it's been phenomenal.
And today with me, of course, we actually had an early brunch about 11 o'clock this morning. We just had a great tasting of tomatoes. We had some food, some great cheeses, some great bread, a little bit of wine. And I'm here with our executive chef, Mike Clough, and then with also our consulting chef, Cesare, Lanfranconi. And we're going to talk to them. And together we're going to share some thoughts about the tomatoes we tasted and how we're going to use them throughout the menu on Friday night. We have some changes.
Yeah.
You know, we planned this dinner weeks and weeks ago, but tomatoes, they don't always behave the way you want.
Mother Nature has her say.
Exactly.
We have to deal with her, yeah.
Like he was explaining to me earlier that some early tomatoes this year are late and some late are early, and was because of the cold snap we had in
Late April.
May, late April,
Yeah.
and
May
then
also, yeah.
heating. So anyway, great.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yes.
We're so excited. Some of these tomato varieties, by the way, you've never seen here.
Right.
We have Pianolo.
Pomodorino del Pienolo. Yes.
Pianolo de Vesuvius. Maybe the most delicious salad tomato I've
It is.
ever ate in my life. It has a beautiful shape. It has kind of a booty with a little bit of a
Very thick skin.
Yeah.
And you can actually store it, from what I've learned from some folks there, that you can store it for months.
Yeah.
It dehydrates and it's without having to cut it, it just concentrates.
And it's an Italian heirloom.
Yes.
And then we have Cherokee greens that we're doing
right.
on the menu,
Yeah.
and really luminescent. It cuts like neon green. And then my favorite of all, your favorite too,
Yes.
I think, the Oxheart tomatoes.
Cuore di bue.
They're so
Cuore-
incredible.
yeah.
Cuore di bue, yeah.
My father used to garden a lot, I told you earlier, and about 20 some years ago somebody gave him some Oxheart and Costoluto Genovese, and he stopped growing any other kind of tomato.
And I
Those
know
are the
why.
only two he grew, and that's it. So
And we'll have yellow and red and orange striped and Russian 117s and Golden King of Siberia. All Oxhearts are going to be on this menu. I'm
Nice.
so excited.
Great.
I'm so excited.
all right.
Oh, there are a few inside here. But unless you step on them, they tend to actually.
I saw a riper one, but these are all green Cherokees right here. And there was one really dark one that just looked amazing, but maybe it wasn't in this row. I thought it was. Oh, this plant smells so good.
Doesn't it? I love the smell of the plant.
Yeah,
Maybe cookies.
that's a good cluster right there. Yeah.
Gents, here's the pianolo.
Pianola, here we go.
Yep. Here.
Oh,
Here.
these are the purple.
Those are cool.
Yeah. Those are indigo apples that are purple. Huh? Pretty, huh?
Orange when they're ripe.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Ooh, that's gorgeous. That's a really nice one, huh? Yeah, I think you should eat that. Yeah.
You're on that.
Here's another green one that can go in. This is
Let me see the inside.
Oh,
that's a
beautiful.
green zebra.
Zebra. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a green zebra. And that's a green Cherokee.
Sorry, Jason.
And this is a green copia. So all
Wow.
three green
Yeah.
varieties right here.
That'd be good.
Yeah. And this is the prettiest color inside. Look at the color of that tomato.
Wow.
It's just neon green, and yeah, it's totally dripping. We have to eat this. Yeah, and it's totally ripe. So this
Wow.
this is a green tomato, but it's sweet
I'll try
and
this.
delicious. Please. Look up. Mike.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Isn't it delicious?
I love
Yeah, it's got nice acidity and sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Green tomatoes are wonderful.
Yeah.
People don't realize how wonderful a green tomato
Little
really
crunch
is.
to it.
You actually have more sugar in a green tomato than a red tomato.
Is that right?
The green tomatoes and the yellow tomatoes have more sugar than the red tomatoes. The acid, people think that the acid changes, but the acid is almost the same in every tomato. What's different is the sugar.
Content.
And the sugar makes you perceive the acid differently.
Right. More or less.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly,
That's right.
exactly. Less sugar, you perceive that more tartness.
Similar to the balance we achieve actually on some sweet wines, like on Pasito.
Yep.
It's very sweet but very tart, and we time the picking to have the right balance.
Let's try one of these ripe pins.
Oh, I've seen it. Quelli là.
It was a,
Mille piedi.
what is it?
The long
Oh, the fuzzy ones
fuzzy.
on the
caterpillars.
edge there.
Caterpillar.
Oh, caterpillar?
Yeah, yeah.
Is this the most red one? Let's cut one of these guys.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, these are delicious. I don't think I've had a salad tomato this delicious. This one's not quite as red as some of the others, but just really sweet, really sweet.
This is pianoloro.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The skin is a little thick. The fruit itself is just delicious, just
that's how they preserve actually.
I was so excited when I grew
They're so
this.
thick, you can.
And you
dry
know, Luca
for
brought
life.
this in his loafers, in his leather loafers. So if you detect a small, just a little hint of leather,
I was wondering what that was.
We
yeah,
achieved that with wine after it's 10-year-old. Leather here, it's right away.
immediately, huh? 1 year. I'm so excited. Thank you for bringing this tomato here because we're going to grow it every year.
Yeah, it's a.
Every year. Amazing tomato.
Interesting.
Really delicious. And we've got all the green varieties that are going to go into your green. What other tomatoes are you using?
We got the ox heart,
The green Cherokee.
green Cherokee.
Yeah, we'll do some
the
zebras. We'll do some green
Gazanzi.
copias in that.
Yep.
And we were
The
planning
one-
actually to do a different preparation with the green zebras, but then we tasted with you this morning, and we decided to go with a granita. We'll do a granita
Yeah.
because probably the flavors there will be most enchanted with such a preparation. You know? Keep it nice and cold and extract all of the flavor out of it.
And granita is such a perfect thing for a tomato too, because granita should be really refreshing. It should have a little bite to it, yeah?
Exactly.
It shouldn't be a just sickly sweet thing like a sherbet or a sorbet. A
Yeah.
granita should have that icy little, it should transport you to.
Little
Maybe
light.
we can top the granita with those little peppers you gave us.
Oh yeah! Yeah.
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, the small chilies are an Inca drop,
Yeah.
developed by the Incas. It came from, it's a Chilean fruit.
That'd be
And
interesting.
pickle, right?
Yeah,
Just
we
pickle?
pickled them just in a little bit of
a
white
little bit on
rice
top.
vinegar.
Slice one in half and put it right on top of the
That'd be
Right,
beautiful.
yeah.
That'd be
Yeah,
beautiful.
that'd be
Flavor,
nice.
spice, a lot of flavor.
Yeah,
In between.
it's a great idea.
Cool.
Wonderful.
That'd be
All right.
fun. I like it.
And then we were planning to to use some of the San Marzano's tomatoes, but since they are not ready, we decided to go with a piennolo to do a beautiful fresh tomato sauce with a nice house
gnocchi.
pasta, some gnocchi, ricotta gnocchi, right?
Yep.
And it will be just a very quick tomato sauce to preserve the full flavor of the tomato itself. So it won't be a long cooking time. It will be very brief, like 5 minutes quick sauce for it. It will go very, very well.
You know, another idea that we want to explore is to do a dinner with chilies, all chilies, and it would be wonderful to do something like that.
Are they all very hot when you say
No,
chili?
no, they don't have to
So
be
there
all
are
hot.
Some sweet one or
Yeah, we have sweet ones, we have ones with a little heat, we have ones with a lot of heat, we have ones that you can stuff.
nice.
It's so many beautiful
That'll be
colors
great.
and
Roast
tastes.
them
and-
up.
That'd
And,
be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, yeah, we should try to do that this fall. The chilies fruit a little later than the tomatoes. We plant these tomatoes in early April, and typically our peak of our harvest is sometime in late July. But the chilies, actually, many of the hot chilies don't fruit at all until late July or August. And then they'll continue to fruit. We actually get our last chili harvest right before Christmas. We move them into the greenhouse.
Yeah, I bet.
The hottest things, the things that typically grow in India, in really exotic hot places, they take so long to fruit. They might take 120 days to fruit. And then, yeah, and to really color up, they take a long, long time. So our best harvest is typically right before Christmas. We bring them into the greenhouse right when we see the frost. That's when we start ferrying them in. We bring about 100 plants in.
Originally from tropical
Yeah,
climate.
though they'll die.
And they really become super sweet at
Yeah.
that point. They really are. And they tend to drop the heat
Yeah,
a
a
little,
little bit. Yeah,
and they go up in sugar and aromatics when they come out.
yeah, and the
You know, one
blossoms
thing
are
that's
so
really
beautiful.
cool about pairing wine with dishes that have like some heat.
It's a challenge, isn't
most,
it?
Most
It's a
people
challenge.
think that, you know, to have a soothing effect, you might want to drink a cold white wine or rosé, something with a little bit of sugar. Actually, it's the opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
The soothing you have more with wines that have higher alcohol content, mainly reds. Actually, a big structured red, it does
Absolutely.
take better a dish with some heat,
Yeah.
elevated, versus going with something
Yeah.
refreshing and chilly, and is a very quick temporary fix. But then you feel the heat more. So very
Maybe
unique.
the tannins, they do an interaction
As
with
well,
it, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
That'd be
think,
cool.
you know, we've seen a few one-off tomato dinners through the years. We've never seen a series like Supper Summer Somme as far as really challenging the best
Yeah.
chefs to say, what can you do with this fruit? I've never seen a really wonderful chili dinner. I've never seen someone try to pair wines. It's challenging
Yeah.
because of the capsaicin and the heat.
Yeah.
But to try to pair wines with some delicious chilies, it'd be a really, a
Yeah.
very novel thing.
That'd
I
be
don't know
kinda
if I've
fun to
seen it
do.
before. Yeah, we should try it.
We did.
We can put
Why
it
not?
together.
Yeah.
No?
That'd be fun.
We have the place, we have the great
Let's
guys,
do it. Let's do it.
and,
You got the wine.
and we have the wine, right?
Yeah,
About
exactly.
half a million bottles in the cellar. We can drink it.
That's
did not know
mostly
about that.
green in that row. Most of this row is green, green zebras and green copias and green. What else do we have in there? Green zebras and green Cherokees in this row. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this one is beautiful.
yeah. Aren't they? They're gorgeous. Gorgeous tomato. Green tomato will rip this plant apart before it will give that tomato to me. I'll rip that whole, this whole
The whole thing
peduncle
off.
off will come off before this tomato will.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm amazed by the color of some of these ones. I mean, these are with those purple.
Yeah, that's an emerald apple.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and they grow in all different sizes too. Tomato.
Yeah.
They have a newer hybrid now based on this that's called a Juliet, but these are the old variety, the
Wow.
Veronas.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best things to have a sense of how and when to use the tomatoes is obviously to come out to a tomato farm and speak with a super informed guy like David, so that then you can work out some of the ideas that we have as chefs. You know, we start planning about this menu a couple of months ago, and we didn't want to attach any particular tomato to any particular recipe exactly because of the reason that we kind of wanted to taste it before, right?
Yeah.
So then to determine the sugar content or the acidity and the flavor of it, so that we could marry those properly to the different preparation we are doing. We are doing a couple of cold appetizer to start with, so some of the best flavorful tomato that will go in those preparations. We'll do a little bruschetta, the light tomato salad, a little panzanella salad to go with one of our dishes that is a chilled tomato soup. And then we also we are making some fresh pasta. Like we were saying before, we will use piennolo in place of what we originally thought it would be available, which is a good San Marzano tomato, which is excellent for sauce making. And then we'll go down, we'll do a main course with a nice piece of roasted fish with some roasted tomatoes as well. And then we will also use some tomatoes to make a dessert. We'll make a tomato tart Actually, I was thinking to use those oxheart,
Yeah?
since they also have a nice shape.
That's so beautiful.
We caramelize them in the oven as they are cooked within the little pastry.
I really want to see those hearts. You
Yeah.
know, you cut them just perfectly. It's the most beautiful heart shape, and
And we
it's
can-
all meat.
Right.
There's no
We
seeds. There's no
cut
gel.
across so that we can see the whole shape of the
Yeah.
tomato,
That'd be nice.
If you're going to grow cherry tomatoes, always grow this one. It's the black cherry. It's prolific. It's a little later than the other cherries. It's not quite as soon. Taste that.
Oh wow.
Isn't that amazing? The
Great
fruit.
flavor.
Have one. Yep. Yeah, this is one of my favorite cherries. The black cherry.
Yeah, I had one.
Whoop.
They're way down, hiding now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Very good.
They're nice.
Yep.
They're larger. They're later than the sun golds and the peace vines and the super sweets, but really nice. Look at that.
Oh,
That
wow.
grew just for you. How about that? We grow basil, lavender flowers, lemongrass, rosemary, thyme, sage, oregano,
Chives, garlic
chives, garlic chives. So we're gonna get these pianolos are going into the sauce for some really lucky people who are going to be able to eat one of the finest dinners. I think probably the finest dinner of the tomato series, wrapping up at Palladio in only less than a week. Less than a week. They're going to be
days,
some
yeah.
really lucky people on Friday. These are Pinolo de Vesuvius. They're an heirloom tomato. They grow in beautiful clusters. Luca tells me they take the whole cluster and hang it up and dry it all winter long.
Yeah, they are sold all the way through Christmas.
Yeah, they're delicious. They may be the most delicious salad tomato I ever ate in my life. I'm so grateful that they came across in your leather loafers. So if you get a faint hint of leather loafer from these guys, it's all part of the genetics. But we can't wait for this dinner. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And give it to you, chefs, and you
We're
make
ready
the
to use
magic
it.
with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We're ready to put 'em
Thank you,
together.
guys. Thank you so
Thank you
much
for
for
having
coming
us.
out and seeing us.
Yeah.
And we're going to do this every year, I think. Yeah?
Yes.
Why
Yeah.
not? Why
It'll be
not?
fun.
Looking forward, yes.
I'm loving it.
Let's go cook up some delicious food with these beautiful tomatoes.
Yes.
And we got lots more where this came from. Green Cherokee, yellow and orange striped and Russian 117s and Hungarian hearts and Golden King of Siberia. All of those are the ox hearts you're going to be able to serve to some wonderful guests on Friday. I can't wait.
Great.
I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yep. It's gonna be fun. Thank you. We can't wait.
Thank you.
Let's drink that really nice red wine now. I think we can celebrate, huh?